Hey guys, I'm making another video once a week. That's my goal. The goals for these videos are quite simple. I want to, if a brand new salesperson that's entering the system is starting at zero and then watching my videos, I want them to become a average salesperson to a, top 10% salesperson to, hey, we're taking it up, we're increasing our skills to an obsessed salesperson killing it, right? That's the goal for these videos. Today's video is quite simple, right? I gave you guys my framework yesterday, or not yesterday, I'm sorry. I make no cuts. This is all straight. I gave you my framework last week. Today's is about 5 simple miscellaneous tips that I thought of that would genuinely help you guys in your sales journey. Now, first, I want to start this off by the most important one. Now, what what I've seen in multiple different industries and multiple different types of sales is it's quite important to do one thing at the very beginning of the call, right? Most people are going to be like, oh, build rapport. I think that's irrelevant. I think it's important to set credibility. And people are like, well, how do you set credibility? There's two ways that you set credibility. There's credibility because you're an expert, right? That is, hey, I'm a business owner that does XYZ number in sales, and I also sell whatever it is, right? It's setting credibility by your metrics, setting credibility by your knowledge in the industry, right? If you're in tech sales, hey, boom, I know this, this web stack, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, boom, great. Set credibility through the questions you ask in discovery. The more in-depth, hard-hitting questions you have, the more knowledge the prospect thinks you have. You just know big questions. Those are ways that you can establish your credibility. And I think it's super important to do those. Then there is the way where, hey, Lewis, I'm brand new to sales. I don't know all these crazy questions. I don't have any sales, I don't have any of these things, right? Okay, great. Use your company for your credibility. Your company became something, right? They're killing it. They got in front of this prospect, and this prospect's considered buying whatever you're trying to sell, right? They did something right. So use your company. Hey, prospect. Hey, Joe Schmo. I'm going to use Joe Schmo. He's going to be a common theme in these videos. So, hey, Joe Schmo. I know you probably know the company ABC, right? And I wanted to tell you a little bit before we get into the call about what we do and how we've done it. That way you have a little bit more understanding. ABC company has been able to provide for, you know, charity companies for the last 60 years. And in those 60 years, not only has it provided for them, but it has been able to do XYZ number, right? Boom. And now I wanted to give you that introduction, and now boom, go on to the next, right? Credibility is so important. And I think it should be done at the beginning of every single call. Then the second tip I want to give you guys, this one's more important. This one is a hard one. Took me a while to understand. And that is separate, like you're creating a fork in the road, right? And this is for a specific prospect. That's the prospect that says, let's just say I'm speaking to someone and they need a silver marker to sign on the dotted line to get $100 million, right? And I go, hey guy, hey Joe Schmo, I have your silver marker. You could get $100 million. They'll be like, I don't think so. That's that client, right? That's that prospect. The way I do it is I create a fork in the road, but I don't make a fork in the road like, nice and smooth. The option I want them to take goes like this. The option that they are sticking with goes like this, right? We make it really drastic. That's not a big visual presentation, but their option, your option, right? I'll give you a quick example. And the reason why this came up and why I started this process was me and my partner, we were talking about, hey, when you get to that point where that person doesn't want to buy the marker, what do you do? It was like a brainstorming session. I go, she goes, oh, I would challenge them, right? They don't really want to accomplish what they want to accomplish, their goals. They don't really want that 100 mil. That works. It really does, right? You got to challenge them sometimes. But I think this has more effectiveness. Now, I said, I think, tried it, it works. But it could have been those prospects that it worked on, right? So still try and error. But this is how I like to do it. Hey Joe Schmo, right? I have their goals, I have their challenges, I have their feelings, I have everything, right? Because we just went through discovery and through like my call framework, and now we are at the end where we're trying to close them. So then you go, okay, Joe Schmo. Now, Joe Schmo, like I want to talk a little bit more about the challenging part of things. You kind of went into the heartache of running your own business, right, Joe Schmo? Okay, Joe. So now you said that you're having a lot of problems with, and I'm only giving examples, right? With the automation of your CRM, managing your salespeople, your turnover, your systems and processes in the company. It's taking up a lot of your time and effort on a weekly basis, right? Yeah. Okay, Joe. So how much time a week is it taking? You know, 50%, 70%, 85%, all this mundane stuff. 80%, that's a lot. That's a lot, Joe, right? Concern tone, that's a lot. Wow. Okay. Then from there, you go, okay. And now, Joe, I understand it's taking 80% of your time doing all this stuff. And how are you gonna grow your company to the $100 million you told me if you only have 20% of your energy allocated to growing your company? They go on in a little rant, and you go, okay, Joe, do you mind if I ask you like a simple, like, you kind of got to pick uh which one you would prefer, you would specifically choose, right? Option A, it's quite simple, right? Joe, you currently devote 85% or 80% of your time to what you're currently doing right now. And it sustains that way, right? You continue growing at the trend you've been growing, which is 10, 15% a year, right? And not only that, but Joe, your family's taking a back seat to your business, right? So that's option A. Or you can choose option B, which option B, with our product, let's just say it's consulting, with our product, our with our advisor, not only will he get you to your goal, but the 85% of your time that you're focused on doing the mundane things, that's out the window because the advisor is going to help guide you on creating the systems. The advisor is going to help advise you on how to build out the better, correct CRMs, and do the automation, guide you to the people that you need to choose to do those. He's going to do everything, all the 85%. He's not going to do it for you, but he's going to advise you and create those systems for you. Now, we just relieved 85% of your day, of your week. Now, which one would you rather choose? Option A, where, the option, or option B? We're chugging at that goal. You saved 85% of your time. You're spending more time with your family. Your business is growing. You're focused on the things you enjoy. Dude, that's an easy choice. Boom. Tip number 3, vocabulary. I'm a big fan of it. You gotta learn more words or phrases. I like to use this one phrase all the time. People are like, Lewis, stop using this phrase. But I love it. And it's simple. I go, now everything I showed you was black and white. Words are black and white. Now I want to fill in some color. So where do you think I would need to fill in, a couple areas for you? Boom. I just pitched them on a PowerPoint, whatever the case is, and I go, words are really black and white. And I would love to fill the color in for you. Where do you think I need to fill that? You're literally asking them where you want, what are you confused about, right? But you're sprucing it up. So, vocabulary. Then, number 4, posture. Posture is super important. Now, the posture of making a video is different than, taking a Zoom call or a in-person, sales meeting, right? It's quite simple, right? I had this one guy, he was selling and he sold like this on a Zoom. Who's gonna buy from you? No one. You gotta be like this. You gotta be attentive. you got to come here close. If you're intrigued by what they're saying and it's something that you want to have them continue speaking more, you come in. Boom. The posture matters so much. Posture matters so much. So that's number four. Number five is tonality. Now, I'm not going to go in on how to improve your tonality or anything along those lines. I want you guys to be self-aware of the tonality. Now, a quick exercise I do, right? You got to have an assertive tone, a curious tone, a excited tone, right? You got to have all these tones. So what I do is I write a simple, when I was trying to build up my tones or like tonalities, I would write down on a piece of paper what tone I want to read, assertive or sad or concerned or excited on a piece of paper. And that week I would watch shows and episodes and videos of any show I wanted to watch, but I would look out for all these tones. And you could see how the actor slows their tone down. Someone's about to cry, they breathe a little bit heavier. They do this, they do that. And so then you build out and you try and error, and then boom, you have your tonality set. And I think those are the 5 quick tips I wanted to give you guys today for this week. I want you to try those out. Let me know, hey, Luis, these are stupid. Hey, I love these. Hey, I want to see what your thoughts are on this sales process or this or that. I am all for it. So I'm going to be making another video next week. That one's probably going to be a little bit more about objection handling. It's going to be a little bit longer. I know this one was longer than last week. We're going on a trend. We're getting longer. So hope you guys have a great day. On to the next.